The final question of the CFU asked us to determine when is q of x undefined, and they gave us the function q of x. You might recall that in the course previously we talked about other times when a function might be undefined. The main time that we said a function might be undefined is when the denominator is 0. Denominator is 0. Then the function, oh, it's a little messier than before. Function is undefined. Because then we'd end up with something like 5 over 0, and we're not allowed to have that. So let's find out what might make the denominator 0. Well, in order to do that, we want to factor our denominator. We don't really care about the numerator here, because anytime something in the denominator makes it 0, it's going to be 0 no matter what. So let's factor it. We need two numbers that multiply to make 20, positive 20, but add together to make positive 9. Well, what are the factors of 20? Well, I know we can have like 2 and 10, negative 2 and negative 10, 4 and 5, negative 4, negative 5. And then, just to be as thorough as possible, 20 and 1, and negative 20 and negative 1. I'm going to get rid of the negative ones already, because I know that when I add those together, I'll get a negative, but I don't want a negative. I want these to add together to make positive 9. So, get rid of this one, get rid of this one, and get rid of this one. 2 plus 10, that's going to give us 12. That's not what we want. 4 plus 5, that's going to give us positive 9. That is what we want. 20 plus 1, that gives us 21. That's not what we want either. And so we see that the factors we want are going to be 4 and 5. So that means when we factor the denominator, I'm going to write here, denominator, factored would be x plus 4 and x plus 5. When will these be 0? Well, it's just like we solved for the zeros of a quadratic equation. We want to find the values that might make this 0. Well, what's going to make this term 0? What's going to make x plus 4 equal to 0? Well, subtract 4 on both sides. I see that that's going to be x equals negative 4. Then over here, x plus 5, in order for that to be 0, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So I get x equals negative 5. What this tells me is that if x equals negative 4 or x equals negative 5, the denominator over here will be 0. And if the denominator is 0, the function is undefined. So that means if x equals negative 4 or x equals negative 5, our function q of x is undefined. And you could test this if you'd like. You can test this by plugging in the values. I'm just going to test it with one of them. Q of, let's do q, let me undo this real fast. Let's do q of negative 4. So it's going to be negative 4 squared plus 4 times negative 4 minus 5 over negative 4 squared plus 9 times negative 4 plus 20. Okay, that means the numerator will be 16 minus 5 over 16 minus 36 plus 20. 16 minus 16 is 0, minus 5 is negative 5. Okay, the numerator looks fine. 16 minus 36, that's negative 20. Negative 20 plus 20 is 0. And here we see, not allowed, undefined. And you can test that with negative 5 as well.